I'll be back to beat you again.
Welcome to Sabacc, where I'm going to give you an in-depth guide of how to win every time. We're in the Pike District today on Akiva. First of all, the tokens I'm going to use here are retrieve 3 chips, because I want to stay in the game, other players in stand attacks 2 chips, and also invert Sabacc ranks. Cook the books is amazing to have if you have a really weak hand. One thing I'll say about this Pike District in particular is that someone will always cook the books. Usually in Sabacc, you'll always be given a really strong hand for your first card. As you can see with mine, we have Cylops there. So it means that I can get a guaranteed match either way, which is fantastic. Another thing to note is that we also have cheats. So we've got the magnetic dice. This means if you get an imposter card, you can roll and get the card you want, whether that's a 1 or a 6. We've also got Nyx looking over the shoulders to see what cards the other players have. And I've noticed on the table here is that there's an imposter card. So I'm going to grab the imposter card, which means I can use later on in the game my magnetic dice. If someone ends up setting the imposter rank to 6, that guarantees I get a double. But as this guy's just done, he's cooked the books, which now means I can get a Cylops and hopefully a 6. So now it's back to my go. What I'm going to do is now look for a 6 so I can save the imposter card for later. And I'm going to double draw. A wonderful cheat to pick up 2 cards, sleight of hand. It's just by steadying the thumbstick. And thankfully I managed to pick up a 5, which I'm going to keep because that's a really high card to have. It also means I can keep the imposter card for later on in the game if I need it. So my results for round 1, I've got a really high card. Notoriously, someone here who cooked the books might end up getting a double 6, but you never know. In this round, looks like they were all idiots.
Looks like it's my lucky day.
My main goal in Sabacc is to get everyone to lose their chips, which means that they can't pick up another card. And my hand here that you can see, I've got a 6 and I've got my lovely imposter, which means I can cook the books and then get a double 6, hopefully, with my magnetic dice. That is only if someone may change the imposter value to 6, which actually, in my case, might work out. But I'm going to draw another card anyway, because players in stand can be taxed, and I want to keep as many chips as I can. Now, I've picked up a 1, which is great, so I'm going to keep the 1, the higher of the card, for the next round, and then have my imposter card. And he's played it! Major fraud! They've changed the imposter card value to 6, which is great, which now means I'm going to cook the books, flip him round, and get the highest hand in the game, if someone else doesn't have double Cylops.
How about that?
Now, I play the risk here, I stand the cards, and hope the other guy doesn't have a switcheroo, which means that he can take my cards, or I have to discard them, but he didn't, which is great. Now, no one has any more tokens, which means I have the highest hand in the game. Unless, due to some freak scenario, they all have double 6s. Because I want as many chips as possible, I'm going to retrieve 3 with my extra refund, which puts me in a really strong position for the next round.
Yes. Chief Sabacc, you heard.
What's crazy about this one? Everyone got double 6s. Madness. But I am in a really strong position for this round, because now I've got my sleight of hand card 1, and I've also just been given another 1, which means I've got the highest hand in the game. No one has any tokens either, which does mean that I can just keep on standing without the worry of being penalised for standing. I'm guaranteed a win. But I do have one last token, which is General Order, and my lovely friend over there stood. And I want to get his tokens down to near enough 1 or 0 so that
I stand.
he will lose pretty much everything he has. Which means I get the highest card,
Prime Sabacc.
and we win Sabacc.
That one's
Or as
mine.
Kay likes to say, Sabacc. Maybe I'm just saying it wrong, but I've got a British accent. I hope that's been helpful, guys. That is Sabacc
Don't worry.
in the
I'll
Bike
be back to
District
beat you again.
on Akiva. If it's been helpful, share a like, share a share, subby sub, and I'll see you all soon.